Welcome back, my friends, to another episode of the Savvy Stylist podcast. I am your host, Amy Walker, and I am, as always, so excited to be here with you, having conversations, talking about the things that nobody's talking about, and really just learning how to dive in and love the work that you do every single day. As hairdressers, we are creative human beings by nature. It is just who we are. It is what we do. It is why we joined this industry in the first place. And what I want to talk about today is coming back to the reason you came into this industry in the first place. I I want to talk to you about the feeling you had when you first decided this is the industry I'm going to get into. I want to talk about the moment you knew in your belly, in your body, that you were going to be a hairdresser, that you were going to get into the beauty industry. And I want to take you on a ride for a minute. And we're going to go back to that place. We're going to go back to that moment. Because here's the thing, my friends, we have forgotten why we are here in the first place. And there's a lot of reasons why we have forgotten why we're here in the first place, but we need to get back to that. And the reason I say this, the reason I want to have this conversation is because, well, as always, it's because of conversations that I'm having with other beauty industry professionals and the struggles that they're having inside of their businesses. But we need to go back to that because everything is different now. And that might seem a little bit like it maybe doesn't make a lot of sense. Why do we want to go back when it's not the same? It's not the same. The beauty industry has changed profoundly. And there are a lot of people, professionals, new hairdressers inside of this industry who are coming in and going, holy shit, I'm not sure if this is for me. And the ones who have been here for a while, they're going, oh my God, what is this? How do I navigate this industry? What is this industry right now? This is not what I signed up for. This is not what it was 5 years ago. And friends, it's not what it was 5 years ago. And there's a whole lot of reasons why that is the case. And we could talk all day long about why this industry is not that anymore. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why our industry has changed. It doesn't matter what it used to be versus what it is now. What matters is what we do about it. It matters how we now show up in our businesses, in our industry to build our businesses, to keep the excitement, to keep the creativity, to keep it alive. That's what matters. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, saddle up, my friends. I want to take you back to a moment in my life when I realized that this was the industry I wanted to get into. And the reason that we're going to do this today, and as I'm talking, I hope that you're thinking to yourself, oh, yeah, I also remember that moment. This is what it was for me. I want you to fill in the blank as to what this moment was for you. I want you to fill in the blank as to what your why was. And I want you to fill in the blank as to what your vision of your life as a beauty industry professional was. Okay? I want you to think about what it was. Not what it is right now. We're not going to talk about what it is right now. We're talking about why you're here, where that fire in your belly started. So for me, some of you might know this already if you've binged any other episodes or you've been with me in my containers for a while, maybe you've hung out on social media with me. I have been inside of the beauty industry since I was a little girl, like little girl. My uncle was always in the beauty industry, whether he was owning salons or owning distributors, having businesses, like he's always been in it. So I actually had this conversation with my husband the other night, and it was so funny because he was he was talking to me about like some garbage shampoo that he used to use when he was a kid, and he was like, "Oh yeah, remember that?" And I was like, "What is that?" "No, I don't. What was that? I don't remember that." And he's like, he looked at me like, "What? How do you not remember what that is?" And I said to him, "Listen, my uncle was always in the beauty industry, and this sounds really conceited of me saying out loud, but like I never used the garbage shampoos and conditioners because I didn't have to. So like professional products have been a part of my daily life since I was a little girl, being in the industry since I was a little girl. My aunt had a salon in her home, and I would go in the summers and spend time in her salon, hanging out and helping and sweeping hair and just like being in the atmosphere, getting that excitement, getting my creativity going. And I loved it. And that is where the fire in my belly started. And I'll be honest, when I think about being in school and when we start having the conversations about what are we going to be when we grow up, here's the options, here's the avenues, here's the different opportunities. I wanted to be a veterinarian, you guys. Like there was a time where I was like, I think I'm gonna be a veterinarian because I think it'd be really fun to work with animals all the time. Like, how great would that be? And then I got into like grade 8 science class and we had to dissect a frog. And I was like, absolutely not. This is hands down. Obviously, I knew I wasn't going to be working on frogs my whole life, but like the idea of cutting into an animal and having to do all of that, I was like, no, no, I just want to play with animals. I don't want to cut into them. I don't want to put them down. I don't want any of that. I just want to hang out with animals. So we just put that off to the side. Amy's going to love animals, but we're not going to be a veterinarian. And then it was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to be a hairdresser. I am going to enter the beauty industry and it's going to be freaking incredible. And I am going to have this big, juicy career and I'm going to make a lot of money and it's going to be so fun. And I'm going to be on stages and I'm going to teach and I'm going to do all these things. And then moving into high school, I did an apprenticeship in a salon, like a work experience kind of class in a salon. They were incredible human beings. I loved every freaking second of being in that salon. I took in as much as I possibly could because at this point, I already knew when I graduate, I'm going to hairdressing school. This is the business I'm getting into. This is the industry I'm getting into. It is who I am. It is what I do. It is everything I know. It is the core of my being, and I'm doing it. And so it has just always been there for me. And I understand that not everybody was like that. I get it. But I think that if we're really honest with ourselves and we reflect and look back on our lives and how we ended up in this place, there's probably a piece of you that has always wanted to do this. Maybe it was you as a little girl cutting your Barbie's hair. Anybody else botched their Barbie's hair as a little girl? Anybody else cut their sister's hair as a little girl? Hi, yes, been there, done that. Was I always good at it? No. Oh my God, no. I can remember sitting in my girlfriend's backyard and having the grand idea to go get the kitchen scissors and that I was going to cut her hair. And God love her, she let me do it. But it was not good. I'm sure she went home and cried, and then her mom cried and had to take her to the hairdresser. And the hairdresser went, "Who the hell did that?" And it was a whole thing. So, what I'm saying is that this has always been who I am. This has always been me and my thing. And I've always had big, grand desires and dreams and wishes. And I've always pushed myself further and further inside that industry. And I'm so grateful that I've had all of those years before the industry changed because I can go back to that and I can harness that energy and that excitement and that passion and that drive. And I bring that with me now moving forward to continue that just in a different way. So I want you to just take a minute today and remember what it was like when you started. Remember why you started in this industry in the first place. Why did you fill out the application to go to hairdressing school? Why did you show up every day to hairdressing school to learn? Why have you spent so much time in your life building this career? What brought you here? And that is what we're going to hold on to as we move forward. Because, yes, the industry has changed. The industry has changed. The market has changed. The way people search us out has changed. The cost of doing our jobs has changed. The access to education has changed. It has all changed. Change happens. And so, what we need to do as creatives, as professionals, is figure out how to adapt moving forward and what that looks like. And we need to get really honest about what it is that we're struggling with. And maybe that means we spend some time and we write down our desires. We write down the things that we want out of this job, out of this career, out of this life. And maybe some of those things came from the beginning of why you started. Why did you start? Write those things down, put them on paper so that you can see them, so that you can feel them. And then I want you to make another list and I want you to write the things that you're struggling with. And be honest, be raw. If there's like lots, write it all down. And then what we're going to do from there is we're going to start to prioritize those things, and we're going to look at the list of things that we need to work on, that we need help with, and we're going to figure out where we start. What is most important for you? When you look at that list, if you could change one thing like now on that list, what would it be? If tomorrow one of those things was no longer a problem for you, which of those things would it be? And that is the thing we go all in on figuring out how to fix. Now, the things that have changed are big. One of the things that has changed is education. Education has changed. How you can come into this industry has changed. What you receive in school has changed. And how you can get the actual education in terms of the techniques and the skills and the products, that has changed. Everything is virtual and that's hard. But the other thing that has changed is a piece of education that we didn't necessarily prioritize before that we are prioritizing now. And if you are not prioritizing this yet, that's okay. We're going to change that. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why we're going to change that and why this matters. We need to start looking differently at mentorship. We need to start looking differently at the types of education that we are investing in, because the industry has changed. The things we need has changed, and the ways that we show up for our job has changed. And so, yes, invest in as much education to master the skills you desire to master. I'm not saying that you need to go out and take all of the classes for all of the things and become the master of all. Okay? I'm saying figure out what your thing is. Maybe this year, the end of this year, you pick one thing and you go all in on that one thing and you become the master of that one thing. And you pick the education that is going to make you the master at that one thing. And then you go all in on practicing it and becoming the master. But what I also want you to start thinking about, I want this to be an equal ratio. I want you to start thinking about education for the skills, education for the skills. And I also want you to start prioritizing education for the strategies and your business. And this is where I come in. Okay. This is where I come in. I am not here to teach you how to cut hair. I am not here to teach you about color theory. Although I will go into a lesson on color theory with you if you don't fully understand it yet, because that is a core value for me as a hairdresser. You need to know your freaking color theory. Okay. That's a whole nother rant. You need to know those things. Yes. Go all in on that education. But I want you to go all in on the business and the strategies and the whys and the hows. This is equally as important now in this space in 20, oh my gosh, I can't even talk, 2024, going into 2025, the importance of mentorship, education, somebody to help you build the business, the platforms, the clientele, somebody to help you do those things needs to be equally prioritized to the skill. You can have all of the skill in the world, and if your business sucks, I'm sorry, that's harsh, but if your business sucks, doesn't matter how much skill you have. If you have no clients coming into your chairs, doesn't matter what your skills are. You need clients in the chair for you to use your skills, for you to make the money, for you to build the business. Yes? I hope that makes sense. I hope that that is resonating. This is one of those things that we need to look differently at in 2024 than we did in 2019. I don't need to say what happened between 2019 and 2024. Things happened, things changed. It's fine. We're going to move on from it and we're going to evolve and we're going to thrive. And we're just going to do it a little bit differently, and that's okay. That's okay. So here's what we're doing differently moving forward. Here's where I come in as the soul-centric stylist, as your mentor, Amy, as somebody who has been in this industry for 20 years and I've seen the changes. As somebody who was a business owner when 2020 happened and I walked it and I survived it. And we're thriving going into 2025. And the reason is because of mentorship in this way. It's because of learning that it is not only about going to work and filing through the clients and making, like, it is about more than that. We're bringing in strategies. We're bringing in skills. We're bringing in a balance. And we're bringing fun back, you guys. We are bringing fun back into this industry. If you have not partaken, is that a word? If you have not taken part in any of my mentorships yet, if you haven't been on my social media, if you are like brand new here, welcome. I love you. I'm so happy you're here. And get onto my social media and get into my world. Binge some of my content. There is an incredible free training. It's like almost an hour and a half long that gives you a sneak peek into my world. That's on my website. I'll post it below in the notes, thesoulcentricstylist.com. There is a freebie in there that is wild and jam-packed with education. I just put it back up there, or I just put it up there. I updated it. It's a new freebie. You're like, go get it and binge it to get just a feel, a little sneak peek about what this is all about, what we are doing, the movement that we are creating, and what the future of the beauty industry rolling into 2025 looks like for you, because it's friggin' exciting. If you can't hear that in my voice, oh my gosh, it's exciting. And I hope that you feel that from me, because I'm excited. You guys, I stepped back behind the chair after thinking I was never going to be able to do hair again because of a wrist injury. So excited. I am walking the walk. I am talking the talk. The things that I am teaching and pouring into you, I'm doing too. So please know and hear my sincerity that everything that I bring to you in a podcast, in a training, on social media, in our one-on-one containers is from a place of lived experience. I have walked this. I am walking this, and I am doing these things. And they are working, and it feels so fun and exciting, and that's why I'm bringing it to you. That's why I'm sharing it. That's why this entire platform exists. Because I want to share my heart and my passion and the things that have worked so well for me over the years to build incredible businesses and to love the work that I do. I woke up this morning, you guys. Side note, it's my birthday today. And something monumental happened yesterday in my life that for a lot of people is and could have been really terrifying. And for me today, I have woke up and I'm like, let's friggin' go. It is time. Here we go. This is amazing. Life is amazing. I've never been more excited and never been more grateful for you listening, showing up, going all in on your business. It is what lights my soul on fire. So, what I need to tell you about in terms of what this looks like moving forward, how we collectively are moving together into 2025 on like as a whole vibe. We are going into 2025 strong. We are not waiting for January 1st to say, okay, maybe this is the year I'm going to start doing this, and here's my resolutions, and this is what it's going to be like. We're not doing that. We are running full tilt into 2025. By the time 2025 hits, we are going to be on an upward. Your business is going to be growing. That is the vibe. That is the movement. That is what is happening. And here's how it's happening, you guys. This is such perfect timing for this conversation. This morning, October 18th is when this is being recorded. You are probably listening to this on October 21st. If you're anywhere in and around there, it is your lucky friggin' day because you are getting an incredible promo today, only for a few more days. I might extend it because that just feels fun. But something that I have been working on to bring to the table for you in me walking this journey, in me doing the work, in me showing up in these spaces to bring to you all of my lived experiences, all of the things that have worked, all of the things that have not worked. I have finally put together and just this morning pre-launched Legacy Unlocked. This is my very first mentorship container. This is a collaboration of 20 years. This is a container for the beauty industry professional who goes, I know that I love this industry, but it's not what I thought, and I need help. I'm not going where I wanted to be going, and I feel stuck, and I need help. I need to be in a space with other industry professionals who have the same goals as me, who love this but want more, who have good clients, but I want more and I want better, who makes okay money, but I don't want to be a slave to my job. I want more money. I want it to feel sexy. You guys will hear me talk about sexy money, okay? This is a perfectly curated, very well thought out mentorship container for the beauty industry professional who desires more and who recognizes you don't have to do it alone, who recognizes that the sky is the freaking limit, and who recognizes that the possibilities for you have no limits. But it takes building a solid foundation in your business. And I don't care if you've been in it 20 years or if this is day one. We can undo the chaos of 20 years and we can rebuild that solid foundation. You're starting on day one. Amazing. Let's start at day one and let's build it. And through this, we are going to very strategically build the foundation in our business so that we can build on it, so that we can start and know exactly where it is that we're going, at least for now. Sometimes we pivot, and that's amazing. We're going to build that solid foundation, and then we're going to grow on it, and we're going to scale our income, and we're going to bring in more clients. but we're not going to work more hours. We're not going to burn ourselves into the ground. We are not going to be a slave to our job. We are going to enjoy our life, and we're going to get paid really well to do something that we are so excited to do, that we love so much, that it lights us up to show up for every single day. And it's going to give us the time freedom to still enjoy our life, to still go home at the end of the day and be a whole human who can show up in their world in whatever capacity you need to. It was really important for me to be able to come home at the end of the day and not be so exhausted that I couldn't be present for my family, that I couldn't be present for my 2 little girls, that I couldn't sit down and have a nice conversation with my husband. And those, I went through those days, you guys. I walked through those days where I'd come home and I'd say to my husband, I can't talk to you. I love you. You did nothing wrong, but I am so expired. I cannot converse with you. And I can't converse with anybody anymore. And so I'm going to go to bed. I didn't want that, but I lived that. And I figured out how to come out the other side of it. And I don't want that for you. And so we are going to go through 12 weeks together where you are going to come out at the end of that 12 weeks feeling like a completely different person with a completely different business, with a fire in your belly that resembles when you first started, which is why I wanted you to start thinking about what that was like for you when you first started. What made you so excited? We're going to go back to that. And then we're going to rebuild from there. We start November 11th. 11/11. This goes live. I have an incredible pre-launch promo code for you. It's going to save you $667 off of the total cost of this. You guys, I want this to be a no freaking brainer for you. So I'm going to tell you that in pre-launch, and there are limited spots for this, it is only $444. $444 for 12 weeks. You guys, with me. Don't panic. 12 weeks is not that much. You can do anything for 12 weeks. I promise you that this entire container is set up to be easy. It's set up to stretch you and to push you out of your comfort zone, but it's not unachievable. This can be done at your own pace. We're going to come together multiple times live, face to face, over a screen, obviously, but one day in person. But for this, we're going to be live on a Zoom doing trainings. We're going to come together multiple times throughout this. So there's lots of opportunities, but everything else is at your own pace. So don't put this aside because it's Christmas, because you're busy, because your dog's having surgery, because your kids have dance, girls and boys and everybody who's listening, my friends, my queens. We can do things. We can do hard things. We can push ourselves outside of our comfort zone for growth, for expansion. We are not the people who wait till January 1st and say, okay, maybe now, maybe I'm ready. And then we get to January 25th and we go, no, I'm too busy. This isn't working. I'm done. This is done. We're going to run into January with already like, what is that? 7 weeks under our belts. We're going to run into January with a very clear vision, with more clients than we started with on November 11th, with more money in the bank than we had on November 11th. And with a raging fire in your belly that is so excited to run forward. That's what we're doing. That is the vibe. If you feel me, I want you to connect with me on social media. You can send me an email. I want to talk to you about this. If there is any ounce of your belly in your belly that's like, ooh, this sounds intriguing, I want to have a conversation with you because I believe in you. And I believe that you feel the passion coming through the screen. If you're watching this on YouTube, I know you feel me in your earbuds while you're walking or driving or whatever it is that you're doing right now. I know you feel me. And I know that you are saying to yourself, oh my gosh, that would be so amazing. Oh my gosh, if I could just have like 10 more clients. Oh my gosh, if I could just make an extra $500 a month. Oh my gosh, what if I could be a six-figure income earner? You guys, I'm going to show you how to do it. If you're not already making six figures, you're going to be. If you are already making six figures, we are doubling that. We are going to the moon. There is no more starving artist happening here in this industry. We're changing that. We're moving on. We're going forward to the freaking moon, you guys. So with that, you guys, thank you so much. I hope that you feel my heart in these episodes. I hope that you feel my sincerity. And if you feel like, yeah, this is a vibe, I like this girl, we're the same humans, come and hang out with me in my spaces. I just uploaded the juiciest new freebie on my website. Go grab it. If you want a sneak peek about what it's like to be in my world in mentorship with me, go grab it. What I should have recorded on the freebie that you're going to go over to my website and grab right now and watch, I didn't record the beginning part of us dancing, of us blaring music and dancing together on screams. I didn't want people to feel uncomfortable that I was recording them dancing because I wanted them to get up and dance. But like, we are doing it differently. We are moving our bodies. We are getting out of our heads. We're getting into our hearts. We're building businesses that light us the F up. And we're so excited. This is a movement. This is a collective of us in the beauty industry saying, I'm not doing it like I did anymore. It's going to be better. And I don't care that the industry has changed. It's going to be better. We're going to move forward. We're going to grow. It's going to be amazing because it is going to be amazing. I love you guys so very much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening, for tuning in. If this brings value to you, I would love to hear from you. I would love for you to rate the podcast. I would love for you to get into my DMs. Let me know what you loved. If you feel so inclined, if you would love to screenshot this and share it, I mean it when I say that this is a movement and I want everybody in this industry coming along for the ride. So please take a screenshot, share your takeaways, share your wins, share it on your social media, and make sure that you tag me at the Soul Centric Stylist so that I can celebrate you and say hi to you. Until next week, I love you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Savvy Stylist Podcast, and I am your host, Amy Walker. Mwah.